Welcome to part 12 of my Miraculous redesign series, where today we are doing Pigella, aka Rose the Vet. Now, I do feel like I say this a lot, however, I mean it this time when I say this one was hard. And I do think that there are several reasons for that. One of which being is I had essentially no ideas. All I knew is that I wanted to separate from her canon designs as much as possible. And I'm using canons plural because both her season 1 through 5 and her season 6 designs suck, in my opinion. They don't give pig vibes. Season 6 a little bit more, but only because they swapped out the pigtails for actual literal pig ears and gave her little curly Q bow ends. Aside from that, they don't give pig, they give ballerina candy princess. So I was originally going to give her these sort of pants that flared out a little bit at the ankles before bunching back in, a sort of half skirt thing, and then her top was going to do something very similar to her pants. However, right before I was going to go in and do the line art, I realized I didn't like that. And that was kind of for two reasons. One of them was it didn't give pig, but the second reason, and the biggest reason, is that it didn't feel like Rose. So I took my fine liner pen, put it down, and picked back up my pencil and started doing some tweaking. I ditched the bell bottoms, we're going with bell bottoms, and replaced it with the skirt that would, in theory, be very round and very fluffy. Alongside the bow I added around her waist, that just made it feel so much more like Rose. But does it give pig? I'd say a little bit. The canon does not do a good job at conveying pig, so I think I at least did a slightly better job by giving her spots, because spotted pigs are a thing. Did some of the people I showed this to while sketching say it looked like a cow? Yes, however, I think the colors help make it look like a pig. My dad also suggested that I give her mask a pig snout, which I am so glad I didn't do. Conclusion on that, does she have the most complex or detailed design? No. Does she have one of the cutest? To me, yes. And yet, despite everything, despite the fact that she has been in the show since season 1, despite the fact that she was one of the season 1 akumatizations, we do not know that much about her. I feel like I've been saying that a lot over the last couple of parts, but it's true. And that is where I think the original series struggles. The original series has this big issue where it is too cramped with characters, with not enough time to focus on all of them, which leads to just about all of them, with the exception of Marinette. I can't even say Adrian, just Marinette, being very underdeveloped. I will say I do think they're going in the right direction now in season 6 by dedicating episodes to each character, so we will see how well that goes. But as of right now, I'd say it is going pretty damn well, so I really do hope that we get more on Rose. But as for right now, here's what we know. She is very kind and very sweet. She means well, however, she will talk shit about you behind your back if you deserve it. Correction, shit talking maybe isn't the right word. I think maybe blatantly honest is a more accurate term. See what she said about Chloe in season 5, episode 14, Derision. She is also chronically ill, and despite what a small portion of the fandom would have you believe, we don't actually know what she has. The writers have never said anything, the creators never said anything. It is possible that it might get revealed what she has in a later episode. However, I would not be surprised if they're not going to reveal it at all and are purposely leaving it ambiguous as to not misrepresent anything when writing her illness. And that is actually something that I am worried about when it comes to my rewrite. Because yes, I am still rewriting this. I have officially finished episode 2 of season 1. We are making progress. Slow progress, but progress nonetheless. Anyway, the safest bet for me would be to do what the writers are doing and to leave her condition ambiguous. Because then I wouldn't have to worry about messing anything up or misrepresenting anything. However, I also feel like that could prove to be detrimental and may end up doing more harm than good. Because as much as these characters are going to be OOC in their own regards, I still wish to keep the essence of each character. And for me, that means keeping Rose's chronic illness, whether I keep it ambiguous or not. I do have an idea in my mind for what I'm gonna give her if I decide to not keep it ambiguous. However, I want to know your guys' thoughts. Let me know, should I keep it ambiguous? Should I say what she has? Because I'm stuck on that. Anyway, that took up a lot of time, and we are almost at the end of this video. So here are some closing thoughts and just some other things I need to talk about. I absolutely love her and Julica's relationship. I'm so glad it was finally confirmed recently. I will not be addressing that fully in this video because I don't have the time, but I will be in Julica's video, which won't be the next video, but the video after that. Next character on the list is Polymouse, and to reiterate on something I said earlier on, Pigella here may not be the most complex design, however, I do think she is one of, if not the most adorable.